Okay, so example 4 says to find the quadratic equation y equal ax squared plus bx plus c for the following graph. So now we're not given points, we're given the graph. In this case, you have to determine 3 distinct integer points. Maybe. Sometimes yes, sometimes no. Let's see what the graph gives us first. So when I look at this graph and I look for distinct integer points, I see that I know what the vertex is. The vertex happens to be 4, 1. That's really big. That means I know h and k. I know h and k. Right now, right out of the chutes, we know h and k. That's great. Because if I know h and k, and I know the vertex, and I know it opens down, I know that I can use the form y equals a x minus h quantity squared plus k. I know h is 4 and I know k is 1. And I know that a is negative. How do I know that a is negative? Because it opens down. So going all the way back to last August when we started out focusing on transformations, hopefully throughout the year you've begun to understand how important transformations are. They make our life a little easier. Well, so since I know h and k, those two are known, I'm trying to find a. Do I know any x's and y's? Well, let's take a look. It looks to me like that's one distinct integer point, and that point is 2, negative 2. So now I know an x and I know a y. So what I can do now is I can substitute x, y, h, and k into this equation and solve for a. All right, so y happens to be negative 2 equals a times x happens to be 2. I don't know why I put a comma there, but minus h, so it's minus 4 quantity squared plus 1. Plus 1. Now, remember last year learning transformations, since my vertex parent function is 0, 0, it's been pushed right and up 1. Up is always literal, and h is always opposite the x direction. So this is really negative 2 squared, which is 4a plus 1 equals negative 2. I subtract 1, I subtract 1. I get a equals 4a equals negative 3, so a equals negative 3/4. Now, if I'm on Math Excel and they don't want vertex form, they want standard form, then what I have to do is now rewrite my equation as y equals negative 3/4 times x minus 4 quantity squared plus 1. I have to do binomial expansion. This is a perfect square binomial. That should not prove to be too much of a challenge. Y equals negative 3/4 times the quantity, x squared. Now, it's a squared and it's b squared. So out here we're going to have a minus 16. But we take 4 times x and we double it. So negative 4x times 2 is minus 8x. Okay, plus 1. So y equals negative 3/4 x squared. Now, what's 3/4 times 8? 6. 3/4 of 8 is 6. And it's a negative times a negative, so it's plus 6x. What is 3/4 of 16? Do I need to do this again? No, we should know it's 12. Plus 12 plus 1. Y equals negative 3/4. I know I can write better than that. Negative 3/4 x squared plus 6x plus 13. I will leave the check to you. Okay? Thank you for tuning in.